guys, welcome back to an episode of Off the Shelf. I'm Russ Funtime HD, and this week we found Off the Shelf was...
We used to be friends. Why are you doing this, please? I would have never left, I swear, I swear.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, released in 2023, directed by Reese Frake Waterfield. I believe I say that correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. This film is the first entry into the, Twisted Childhood Universe, or whatever the fuck they're calling it. With the Poohniverse. Monsters Assemble. This is the first film that came out in that universe, and they're just pumping out these movies. The second one just came out this year. It was theatrical release like a week, 2 weeks ago. The film was, there's a Bambi one gonna be made. There's a fucking, I think a Sleeping Beauty one being made. Alice in Wonderland one being made. There's a lot, right? They're doing this whole MCU Disney public domain shit. They're going buck wild with this shit. But I've heard the second one is an upgrade to this one. Now, I do need to watch the second one and formulate my own opinion, but if it is an upgrade, that's not saying much, because this film is very, 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 very average. It is bad and overall just very uninteresting and boring. And there were some interesting... I think the idea of it is really funny and could have been executed well. Like, the whole idea of, like, Winnie the Pooh becoming, like, this, like, Leatherface, Jason Voorhees type, like, slasher villain, with, like, Piglet being, like, his sidekick, or, like, his, like, you know, his, like, sidekick helping him kill people, and, like, them just going on a killing spree. I just think it was executed very poorly, because Christopher Robin is in this movie, but he's barely in it. He's in the beginning, the middle, and the end. And by the middle, I mean he has, like, one scene. And that's it, and then he appears at the end. Just barely as well. He has, like, I guarantee, like, he barely even has 10 minutes of screen time. Or maybe, like, 15 minutes. But I feel like there are these, like, these four girls who have no character, no personality, and, like, aren't even from the Winnie the Pooh universe, from what I can tell. They're all just original characters that have no character, and they're just not interesting. You know what I mean? None of them really have anything unique, aside from one of them has a girlfriend, and they're sad that they died, and all of them scream a lot, and that's pretty much... One of them has glasses, and that's pretty much it. The other one's an Instagram model, and is constantly in a bikini in, like, every scene she's in. And apparently she, like, after the movie came out, she got, like, 1 million followers on Instagram or something, which is funny. But... I just thought that was funny to mention. But, yes, this film should have had Christopher Robin, in my personal opinion, be like the Laurie Strode in, like, Halloween type, where, like, Winnie the Pooh is, like, chasing him throughout the entire film, and, like, they're, like, going from place to place, like, maybe village to village, or, like, he's chasing him through, like, a village, like, a tiny little shanty town by the forest, right? And, like, he could, like, the police could be involved, or it could be, like, how Winnie the Pooh's, like, invincible like Michael, he disappears like Michael, and... it could just be a good idea where they're going on a killing spree while trying to get to Christopher Robin. Like, I think that'd be a much better idea than these random girls that you don't know, you barely know, they just die. They all die. And, like, they don't even matter, pretty much. And they have no character, and they're not even cool. Like, and then another thing about Winnie himself, he's just ridiculous. Like, in the behind-the-scenes thing, they're talking about how, oh, they want him to be, like, Jason Voorhees type. But if you saw Jason Voorhees literally jogging at you, you probably wouldn't be very scared of him, would you? I'm just saying. The reason Jason is imposing and scary is because he just, like, walks at you. And, like, he teleports. And Jason is, like, got presence, you know what I mean? Like, he's... like, he was scary for a little bit. Obviously, he's, like, you know, Friday the 13th isn't necessarily a scary franchise, but he is a threatening figure. Like, he's got a presence. Winnie the Pooh runs everywhere. Like, the first time I saw him, he was, like, standing in the forest, and he just went, He just started running at this girl, and it was hilarious. I just started laughing at it. And if it was supposed to be funny, that's one of the funniest parts of the movie is how Winnie just fucking runs everywhere. Like, for a big boy that he surely does get in his morning jogs. And another thing is that there are some decent ideas for kills here, but some of them just don't make any sense. And there's a wood chipper kill, which obviously in an indie film, a wood chipper kill can be great. But you barely see anything, and the blood that comes out of the wood chipper is CGI blood. CGI blood in an indie film. It's like Indie 101. Blood on the actors, blood on the floor, blood on the walls, blood on the weapons, blood on everything, blood everywhere. Just shooting all over the place. Everywhere. Indie step one, you need to have blood everywhere. I know this film was only $100,000, but you can afford a lot of fake blood with $100,000. You know what I mean? You can afford a lot of fake blood and be able to pay with everything else. I'm just saying, you have the funds. You can make that movie with a decent amount of blood and not CGI blood. I feel like CGI blood would be harder to do than just using real, practical fake blood. Like, why? Why do you use fake blood? Because they have, like, practical effects in the movie, but they, like, superimpose it on shitty CGI blood shit. And it's like, why? This isn't, like, some shitty Blumhouse film, like, Blumhouse horror film, or some shitty cash grab horror film nowadays that uses CGI blood. This is a indie film. Come on. And another thing is CGI blood will always look shitty. Like, it'll age badly eventually. Like, that's the thing with, like, CGI stuff, is that when CGI gets better, the thing before it will look like shit. Always. It will look like shit. But no matter how shitty, you could have the shittiest practical blood. It could be like fucking, like hot pink, fucking just paint. You could have hot pink paint be blood and it would still look better than shitty CGI blood. Because at least it's actually there. Right? Like, do we have a simple understanding with that? Like, I feel like that's pretty simple to understand. Yeah, like, overall, that kind of stuff just makes me think that this film, obviously, you can tell this film was rushed. Because they wanted to get this film out as soon as possible because they wanted to jump right onto the public domain. Like, Winnie the Pooh right into the public domain, like, they jumped right into it. So they wanted to be the first people to ever release the Winnie the Pooh horror movie. And you can tell, because if they had actually, like, took their time with this, and they actually didn't rush it out, I feel like it could have been better. You know what I mean? But they didn't even really try. And that just is, like, you can kind of see, you know? And it just sucks, because I love dumb, fun horror movies. You guys know I love to have fun with a movie. I love stupid movies. I love movies that I can laugh at. I love those kind of movies. But I feel like you, like, have to have a finesse with it, you know what I mean? You have to, like, have a level of self-awareness. And I feel like this film didn't have enough time to cook in the oven, you know what I mean? Like, because they could have added self-awareness. It could have been funnier. It could have been more ridiculous. But they rushed it out, and you can tell. And that's unfortunate, because I really like the idea, and I think it's funny and ridiculous. I know some people don't like it, but I'm fine with it. I just think that it could be good if you didn't rush it. And, yeah. Would I recommend it? Not really. Maybe if you want to see the second one, maybe you could watch this one just to get it out of the way and then watch the second one. That's why we did watch this one. We didn't watch it because, like, we wanted to. We watched it because Winnie the Pooh 2, Blood and Honey 2 is coming out, and we wanted to see that, but we had to get this one out of the way first. So maybe do that. If you want to watch the second one, watch this one first. But if you don't have any interest in this Pooh-niverse, I'd say you're not really missing out on much. And overall, I think I'd give this film a 3 out of 10. Very, just below average, not good. Wouldn't recommend it, and yeah. I think that's what I need to say. I think that's my piece. So guys, hope you like this video. Share with friends, subscribe, turn notifications on, tell me down below how much you liked it. And as always, I've been your Storm of Time HD. Off to the 100-acre woods. Remember when O.J. Simpson, like, fucking scared that reporter with, like, the knife and fucking crazy motherfucker? Demented motherfucker. He knows what he did.